ImpactQM is about a culture change at Queen Mary in the way we interact with the people who use our research, whether they're in companies, whether they're in government, or whether they're in bodies like the NHS or arts organisations. And we've got three main activities on the go. The first one is about developing young staff through a series of scholarships which will provide work placements in user organisations and specialist training. The second one is schemes for collaborative research with companies and other users of research, which will place somebody in a company working on a project for 6 months to a year. And the third one is a broad programme of stakeholder engagement, where we find out who's interested in our research or who might be interested in our research. We bring them into Queen Mary, we go out and talk to them. And on top of that, we have some focused activity about major areas of national priority where we have emerging research expertise.
Queen Mary, I'm doing research on mathematical logic, which is in the border between mathematics and computer science. It's about looking at computer programs as mathematical objects and trying to use techniques from mathematics to get new information about programs.
Which means trying to develop mathematical models or mathematical systems to prove that software does what it's supposed to do.
So if we use that kind of technology we have developed, we can actually check this particular program of Microsoft doesn't really have those kind of problems. So I was really amazed by the fact that theoretical ideas can actually be used to check there's something which I can experience in practice.
At the moment we've got a range of projects going on, all of which are actually quite applied. The most exciting one in terms of commercial successes are spin-out company DegraSense, where we're trying to develop sensors for detecting active periodontal disease. But that's a long way down the line from where we started. We're also involved in a new project with Procter & Gamble, where we're trying to develop low-temperature bleaching agents for application in washing powders, which will mean that you'll be able to wash your clothes at room temperature without the need to heat water.
So suppose you have an iPod and it can be full of absolutely thousands of tracks, and even though they're all yours, you've purchased them all, they're all very legal, and you know all the music, it can be difficult to get a hold of it and figure out exactly what you want to listen to. If you're just going through tracks or just artists or just albums, you can kind of forget exactly what your music sounds like. So a lot of technology, especially developed at Center for Digital Music, makes computers listen to your music for you. And so your computer can listen to your entire collection of music and decide what sounds similar. So what are all your rock songs or all your classical songs? And then you can decide that you want to listen to everything that's rock-like. Or maybe you are in a jazz mood and you want to listen to figure out a jazz song to listen to.
This is a piece of software I've done called Beekeeper, and it tracks the beat of a drummer, the tempo that they're at, and records the drum pattern. I think the focus of this research is to get out there and make an application that is useful to musicians. So it's downloadable on the web, but also I've been in touch with the guys in Ableton who make a great sequencing software that actually does respond. You can change tempo and do all this stuff. So it's using their platform, and then it's using a programming environment. And the aim of the research is to actually, get out there. You know, I can play a gig with it and it actually integrate it into a band.
Well, we are in general interested in networks. So the gas pipeline network is one example, the power grid is another example, but our perspective is to study, to look at the world in a sense as networks basically. So from the internet to the gas pipeline network, to the electricity network, to social networks, to the way that people use Facebook. We believe there are some common characteristics in all of these networks, and we try to apply methods that are not very different in all of them.
In very simple terms, I'm trying to measure the internet better. I guess ultimately what we're trying to do is we're trying to improve things. So once we can measure something, we can maybe send more information down a particular pipe, or we can maybe get more information from a particular website, or we can maybe optimise the way that the internet works and speed things up for everyone.
A success will be when people think about Queen Mary, they will think Queen Mary, that's an institution that incredibly good at its core competencies, its core research, its core teaching, but it's got a third thing at which it's incredibly good. It's an institution that really gets it when it comes to talking to users of research.
I think it's important that Queen Mary is trying to bridge the gap between the research that we do and the research that industry is doing.
We can join forces to actually attack these particular problems that are difficult in the right way by joining the different strengths that we have. What I know and what he knows and what the other people know.
Because life is all about opportunities, and if we have an opportunity, then as academics we should be wanting to exploit it in whatever way we can.
You won't find a PhD student that says they're not interested in industry in some aspect. And normally they just kind of don't know how to go about interacting with industry. So having a scheme set up that can help you along and help you figure out exactly what kind of relationship and help initiate that relationship with industry is great.
It makes Queen Mary a very exciting place to be at the moment, and it makes it very exciting running this project as part of Queen Mary's next exciting steps.